Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? Well, yesterday I made a video about wonder, the sense of wonder and mystery and discovery in role-playing games, how much I like that. And, I wasn't super happy with how it came out, but I just kind of uploaded it and produced it anyway. But, such is life. I'm a little rusty. And I'm never going to I'm never going to be a wordsmith like some of my other friends, although I'll try. But there was something I left out in that video, and I didn't realize I had until afterwards. And it's something that I wish I had said because I believe part of what I said, it's easily misinterpreted. And I can already tell that like some of my friends may have misinterpreted something that I was said talking about imagination. So I want to kind of recap really fast like what my point was in the first video, but do it really, really fast like I probably should have the first time, and then kind of jump in that because it's something that can really kill the sense of wonder and discovery and mystery for me. It's something that, for me, cannot live in the same house as that. And so this video is somewhat based upon bias and preference. But bear with me because it's a channel about me. So in talking about what can we do to foster and create that sense of wonder as a player and a game master, I briefly talked about the idea that's really important as players to buy in, to put aside our well actuallys, to be willing to be transported to this other place, to really buy in, for lack of a better word. And as game masters, it's really important to give them a place to show up to and explore, some place that's interactive, and using the techniques of showing, not telling, not doing so much of an info dump, but leave some room for imagination. Leave some blanks. Don't give them all of the information. And what I meant by that was this idea that you end up, they don't discover everything, unless they actually do everything to discover everything. You don't need to force the information upon them, so to speak. But also, let the players kind of fill in some of the blanks in their own heads. This is a really powerful thing to me. In our Lamentations of the Martian Princess game, I may make a video. I kind of said I was going to. Closing Straw, I forget the numbers after his moniker, asked me questions about what is Mars like. And in that game, we had a session 0, which is actually up in a video. We talked a little bit about what Mars was going to be like. But there's a lot of that sword and planet vibe that we kind of left a little bit ambiguous. And each one of us, I think, is kind of filling in the blanks of the descriptions that I don't make about Mars and about the other places, and kind of filling in the blanks of what does the armor look like? What do the people look like? What does Mars itself look like? Everybody has this concept of what sword and planet is, and they kind of fill in all the blanks. We're not telling each other what that looks like. It's the experience we're having in our own heads. And I think that happens in every role-playing game, but sometimes that can be really, really powerful. Don't tell me, don't show me a picture. Let me kind of imagine this for myself. But there's this other technique, and sometimes games tell you to do this, where players make up facts about the world. And I'm not talking about the little minor details, where if I'm Philippe Moreau and All for One, I decide I want to swing down the curtains in the Louvre, and slash them and swing down the curtains, the longer curtain now. I don't have to ask the game master are there curtains, and I've done that by mistake. Of course there's curtains. It's the Louvre. It's something that should be there based upon the genre. Same thing if I'm outside in Mars and, I don't have to say, are there any rocks around? I can say, I look around for a rock big enough that I can try to bash this guy's head in, with. I declare my intention. But there should be rocks around the surface of Mars, right? I'm not talking about that sort of stuff. I'm talking about games where we end up, as players, narrating quite a bit of information about game world reality. And, some games, absolutely, they manifestly tell you to do this. What that does for me is, as a player, I'm not talking about being a game master and wanting to have some kind of authorial control, and this is my locus of control, don't touch it. I'm talking about as a player. When I'm called upon to do that, when I'm expected to make up game world reality, I am no longer discovering anything. I am no longer captivated with a sense of wonder. There is no mystery. There is no adventure. I'm not discovering things. I'm making them up. I'm creating them. And at that point, I'm not saying this is bad, but I'm saying for me, it's been my experience that kills the sense of wonder and mystery and adventure and discovery, exploration, imagination. It absolutely destroys it for me when I'm being called upon to make up, who is this faction? What's in this next room? All that sort of thing. It absolutely destroys the sense of wonder for me. So I have found, I kept on wondering to myself, I should use a different word. But I kept on asking myself, why do I keep finding mechanics like this or games like this or procedures like this less than satisfactory? And, I realized that's part of it, is because I lose that sense of wonder and mystery about the world, because I am actually speaking parts of it into existence. I'm not playing to find out, I'm playing to create, and that kills it for me. I'm not saying that's bad, I'm just saying that's something I've discovered about myself, and how that sense of wonder and mystery, something really important to me, just can't live in the same house with that being called upon to create game world reality as a player. What do you think about that? What's your experience been?